Hey Narwhals, happy Friday! Tonight at midnight, so in like 9 hours, Rose and I are leaving for an adventure, possibly our biggest adventure yet, and I'm really excited, but first I need to pack. Okay, clothes are all packed. Now I need to pack all of our equipment. This monster is also going, but you didn't get to see it on account of it was the one videoing all the other equipment. Ding! Ooh, this is fun. Hey. I'm looking in a mirror right now in case I just like totally blew your mind. Okay, I've got my clothes packed, I've got my camera equipment packed, now I just need to get my body ready. And by that I don't mean like exercise or workout or anything. Lord knows, I've already been trying that, and if it hasn't happened now, I don't think it's ever going to. No, I just need to shave and give myself a haircut. Hey, check that out. That is much better. Nice. Okay, I was just thinking I should probably tell you what it is we're doing. Well, okay, I'll tell you where we're going, and I'll even tell you what we're doing there, but I won't tell you why yet. That is a surprise for another time. But what we're doing is, actually, I'm just gonna show you. Okay, I'm going to show you this, but I also have to hold the camera, so bear with me if this is really annoying to watch. Okay, so here is where we live. Lawrence, Kansas. It is right there. Rose has this entire week off work, so a couple weeks ago we decided we should go on a road trip. We're somewhere we've never gone before. And what we landed on was Mexico City, down here. Which means you have to drive down like this, and then down through Oklahoma, into Texas, through Dallas, through Austin, through San Antonio, down into Mexico, through some kind of highways here, I don't know, and into Mexico City. The only problem with this is this trip is a 25-hour drive. And that's without stopping. That's just, if you were to drive straight through, it would take 25 hours, a day and an hour. So if you think about getting gas and getting food, that's looking more like 30 hours, and that's without sleeping or anything like that. So we thought what we should do, if we were going to spend a week doing this, we should stop somewhere on the way, spend a couple days, and stop somewhere on the way back. Rose and I have never been to Austin, Texas, so we're like, hey, we could drive through. This is about 10 hours, and then this next leg will be 15 hours, so that would be pretty cool. Then we could hang out in Mexico City for a while, and then on the way back, I've never been to South Padre, which is here, so we could stop by South Padre on the way back, and then make it back home. So that has been our plan for the last, week or two. So here's the deal. This weekend, where we would be driving through Austin, happens to be South by Southwest, a huge, I don't know, maybe the largest festival in the world. It is music and film and technology, and the entire city basically just shuts down, and there's just parties and events and concerts. Barack Obama is going to be there giving a speech on civic engagement or something like that. It's a pretty huge deal. So we were going through looking at all the events and everything that we could be doing in Austin before we made it down to Mexico City. On top of that, the following weekend, when we would be in South Padre here, it is spring break, and spring break in South Padre is pretty much like the craziest thing in the world. So our plan was to drive 10 hours to Austin, Texas, go to South by Southwest for a couple days, drive 15 hours to Mexico City, spend a few days there, drive 10 or 15 hours or something back to South Padre for a pretty awesome spring break situation, and then 15 hours all the way back to Lawrence, and do that in about 9 days. People thought we were kind of crazy because we really only planned this trip, really figured it out a week ago, and that's just a lot of places to go to in such a small amount of time, especially when you're going into another country. To figure all that out in a week, but that's just how Nathan and Rose do it. The last few trips we've gone on, as you guys probably know, we've decided on going within 24 or 48 hours within actually going on the trip. We just like to do things last minute. But in even truer Nathan and Rose form, we completely changed our plans for this entire trip about 24 hours ago. And we leave in 4 hours. So basically, here's where we're at. South by Southwest is time sensitive. That only happens once a year. And spring break in South Padre is time sensitive. That only happens once a year. But Mexico City is always going to be there. So, in order to get the most out of South by Southwest and South Padre, we decided to just cut Mexico City out of it, which is really kind of ironic because that was the first destination in the first place. Austin and South Padre were just stops along the way, and now those are our destinations. So that's just what happens sometimes when you travel. Or maybe that just happens to us when we travel. So anyway, here's the deal. We're leaving in about 4 hours at like midnight because that's a normal time to drive across the country. And then we're going to be in Austin, Texas for South by Southwest until like Wednesday or Thursday-ish. So if you are going to be in Austin for South by Southwest, hit us up and we can meet up and hang out. And then on Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to drive to South Padre Island and just have a big spring break extravaganza. So if you're going to be around those parts next weekend, also let us know and we can hang out there too. Okay, I was really hoping to maybe give you something a little more interesting in the video today, but you just watched me get ready for this trip and then describe the trip. But we do leave in a few hours and I still have to edit this video to show it to you. And also there's still some things I need to do before we leave, but that's okay. I'm gonna make Rose drive, the first part at least. Keep an eye out here. We're gonna be updating you guys on our whole adventure journey and there'll be all kinds of awesome stuff for us to do. So hopefully we'll have a lot of awesome stuff to show you as well. Okay, I've got a lot of work to do, so I gotta go, but I will see you guys soon, especially if you're gonna be in Austin, Texas or South Padre. Okay, bye.